Here until the end of the hour. We got kind of a special treat. We don't have a lot of guests because of the time of night that we are on, but this kind of fell into our lap through friends of friends, and we are going to talk about a little novelty called Wiffle Ball and Big League Wiffle Ball. And here to talk about it is one of the program's directors, Logan Rose. Logan, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so I want to know what Big League Wiffle Ball is now. What is it in its current state? And then we'll follow it up with the origin story of how it came to be. So why don't you tell us what people are in for when they buy tickets to go see Big League Wiffle Ball?
Yeah, so this fall, Big League Wiffle Ball launched the first professional wiffle ball league in America with 10 teams, all based right here in Arizona. And we held 3 Valley tournaments throughout the fall. And all of this has led up to and will culminate at AT&T Stadium on December 14th for the Big League Wiffle Ball Final Four and World Series. And that should be a huge event for us. I think it's one of the biggest venues in the entire country, and that should be great to have wiffle ball there.
Now, when you say it's at the venue, you mean that it's like right where the star is usually when they have the football field laid out? You're not talking about like a back parking lot where they have RV sales at sporting events, are you?
Oh, yeah. We'll have 2 fields set up, home plate right next to the star. Fans will be on the field, sort of lined up around each field, and we'll have games going from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., so the Final Four and the World Series back-to-back.
And if I got listeners out there in the DFW area, I know we used to be on the ticket there, how would they acquire tickets to this game?
Yeah, so you go to blwwiffleball.com. That has 2 W's. And then right there on the homepage, we'll have a buy tickets option that'll send you to Eventbrite, which is our ticketing website, and then from there you can purchase tickets. They're actually free. We just want to get as many people as we can in the stadium to watch this event.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that I played wiffle ball as a child, and it seemed a lot simpler than it does as I'm approaching 50 here. That ball certainly has a lot of movement. Those pitches are pretty funky. So let me ask you this. How did Big League Wiffle Ball come to be? Did you go out and get big corporate sponsors? Did this, is this one of those things that originated in someone's driveway? What's the beginning? Because you kind of told me what the end is or what the present is.
Right. So it all started back in 2020 during the pandemic when I was really just bored. I think I was 13 years old at the time, and just me and a couple of buddies, cousins, family members. We all gathered in my backyard. We have this little grass patch that since has become a legitimate field, and we created a 4-team wiffle ball league. And from there, we launched the first tournament we've ever held at Scottsdale Stadium, which is the home of the spring training home of the San Francisco Giants. And then from there, really the next 3 years, we repeated that process and grew the league and grew the tournament. And our social media has really come along with that. We now have over 90,000 followers across social media, and we really post everything on our social media so fans can really stay in tune with what we do throughout the year.
And folks, if you're not familiar with the Phoenix metropolitan area, Scottsdale Stadium's a big deal. Like Logan said, it hosts the Giants. It hosts the Fall League Scottsdale Scorpions, and at least for a spell there, Arizona United Soccer was being played on this field. So as far as outdoor venues in the Valley of the Sun here, Scottsdale Stadium's right there. And we talk about how much we like outdoor baseball and whatnot. And we got to get out to a Big League Wiffle Ball game. We have a hard time getting out to Fall League. We have a hard time. We say a lot of things that we don't follow through on. When's the next chance that Jen and I will have to check out some action in the Valley? Do you have your 2025 schedule up yet?
Yeah, so our summer league that we started back in 2020 in our backyard does continue throughout the summer, and that will be going on beginning in next April. But then if you want to check out a tournament or anything at Scottsdale Stadium or any other spring training stadiums we participate at, that'll likely be next fall as a part of next year's Big League Wiffle Ball professional season.
We'll definitely have to get out to that and catch some video because I'm just trying to picture everything in my head. And I've seen a lot of like Instagram reels where, you just see like a funky pitch or somebody, swing the bat all the way around and hit the catcher in the face. A lot of fail reels, which tend to be popular these days. What is your, now that I'm on that topic, what is your social media presence?
Yeah, so we have over 90,000 followers, and that's across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We primarily post daily content on TikTok and Instagram. Our Instagram and TikTok is BLW Wiffle Ball, and once again, the 2 W's. But you could pretty much find us if you just look up Big League Wiffle Ball.
Okay, and they're going to find BLWW Wiffle Ball.
Yes.
On TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I guess nobody really does Twitter anymore, do they?
No, I think we're a little too young for that. I was only 13 at the time. I really only know how to operate a couple of these platforms. Oh,
understood. And congratulations on all your success. Your huge following. I don't think the Jeff Fritz Talks or a girl of many hats has that type of following. Not that we don't put out good content, but we're not putting out videos. And Logan, is it fair to say that you're part of Generation TikTok?
I'd say so. It's a lot of that short form content is what people like, kind of what you were talking about, those filthy pitches that break different ways that you just did not expect to see. It's a lot different from baseball, and that really does well in the wiffle ball sphere of things. So yeah, I think so.
All right, and where do the players come from for this whole wiffle ball thing?
Yeah, so a lot of the players honestly are from the East Coast. So when we launched this league in Arizona, our backyard league, that throughout the summer, that's really, like I said, it started with our family, friends, but that's grown to guys across the West, and primarily in Arizona. But this professional league that is headed to AT&T Stadium, that really is across the country. We have team owners that are associated with each of the 10 teams, and they fly out their players from the East Coast, from the Midwest, and even some states like California, and Nevada, and yeah, it's pretty much across the country, which has been great.
That's just outstanding. So is it fair to say that Big League Wiffle Ball is a combination of the best wiffle ball players in the country?
Absolutely, and at this Final Four in World Series, it is the best of the best. We have guys who throw. They've topped out at over 100 miles an hour with the little plastic ball, and it's really, really cool to see.
I assume the sky's the limit if you've grown this much in 4 years. How far do you want to take this thing?
Yeah, I really think that's a great question. Being based in Arizona is really such a big privilege that we have with all of these spring training stadiums. And I know we've expanded across a couple. We've been to Salt River Fields this past year. We've done a kids clinic at Goodyear Ballpark where the Guardians and Reds play. And really, I think expanding across each of those would be a great first step before we really go across the country. But yeah, I mean, we've had a great start, and I'm really excited to see how the future unfolds.
Those family-friendly parks in the West Valley are a great way to get the word out because and it's not to discriminate against that, but if you've been to Scottsdale, you've been to Tempe, east side of Phoenix, it's a little bit different as far as services and available recreation versus going out there where their niche isn't the party crowd like it is. And I don't know how much spring training you've taken in with the Giants, but Giant spring training games are a big old party. You go out to the Reds Guardians game in Goodyear, you go out to Peoria, you go out to Surprise, and you've got that family-friendly environment. And what I always like to see, the Diamondbacks do this too on the third level of their stadium, is like a kid-friendly area where the kids that don't really care about what's going on the field get to play the game themselves. And that's that's what excites me about your generation, Logan, is that you're less about watching the games and more about going out and doing things, and that's a generalization for today's youth as you graduate from high school and get through college. So I would say keep doing what you're doing. It's Yeah, let me ask you this. You live in Arizona. Do you follow the Diamondbacks? Are you a fan of any big league teams?
I do. I'm a huge Diamondbacks fan, and I know this year was. I still can't believe we missed the playoffs, but big Diamondbacks fan.
Yeah, I think the fix is in with that doubleheader with the Braves and the Mets. They had like a mutual agreement that they were both going to go to the playoffs and send Arizona on home. But that run that they had in 2023 was something else.
It was spectacular. Reminds me a lot of what ASU is doing right now. So it's been great. The Valley Sports in the past couple of years have just been tremendous.
When you talk about ASU, are you talking about their baseball program? Perhaps their conference championship that's coming up this Saturday?
Yes, their football, and they are actually playing at AT&T Stadium. So that's really cool. They're going to play the week before we do. And we're big ASU fans, so hoping they bring it home.
That's outstanding. Have you been to AT&T Stadium before?
I got the chance long ago. My grandpa took me to the first college football playoff national championship between Oregon and Ohio State. But that was the only time, and that was a great experience. He's a big Ohio State fan. So, yes, I'm excited to go back, and should be tons of fun.
Yeah, my wife and I, Jen and I have had plenty of opportunity to see the Cowboys Stadium. Took a tour back in 2013 that was self-guided, and let me tell you, I'm not a Cowboy fan in any way. I'm a Browns fan, truth be told, but we went to the Cowboys team shop and bought a Dallas Cowboys football so that we can kick field goals on the on the stadium at AT&T. So it's an outstanding experience. And then you mentioned how all of Big League Wiffle Ball started in the COVID year. And that's when we got to see the Dallas Cowboys play the Cleveland Browns with about 20,000 people in a stadium that seats, depending on how many Jerry wants to shove in there, anywhere between 95 and 125,000 seats. So I'm hoping that you get a big crowd. What's the selling point for somebody that's never attended an event like this?
Yeah, so wiffle ball is a lot. It's obviously you're not going to sell out AT&T Stadium nor get close. We're going to have the fans on the field, and we really just want a lot of people there. We're hoping that we get over a couple thousand people in attendance. And I will say on that note that you just mentioned, we do have in between the Final Four and the World Series game, we are welcoming self-guided tours. The staffing will sort of assist fans who are in attendance. But yeah, you get to visit the Cowboys locker room, the Cowboy cheerleader locker room, the press room. So that's a cool element we have as well.
All right, BigLeagueWiffleBall.com. Make sure you put or BLW Wiffle Ball. That's what it is?
Yes.
2 W's. Follow them on TikTok. Follow them on YouTube. What's the date of that Final Four and World Series at the Jerry Dome?
Saturday, December 14th.
Saturday, December 14th. And go to BLWWiffleBall.com to get your tickets. Logan Rose, you're officially the youngest guest that we've ever had on this show. Congratulations for that. It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
All right. You take care, sir.
You too. Have a good one.
This is Sports Overnight America, and we'll be right back.